Hey guys, it's Doug from the Doug and Corey Show. In this video, I'm going to do an open spoiler discussion of Inside Out 2. Stick around. All right, so Inside Out 2 is the sequel to the 2015 movie for Inside Out. So it's been, going on 10 years since that movie came out. And I really enjoyed it. I love the first movie a lot. So when I heard that they were making a sequel finally, I was really excited. I went with my son on opening day, and we both really enjoyed the movie a lot. It has all the original characters from the first movie. We got Joy, who's played by Amy Poehler still. We have Anger, voiced by Lewis Black. We have Sadness, is voiced by Phyllis Smith. And now Fear used to be voiced by Bill Hader. It's now voiced by Tony Hale, who also voiced Forky in the Toy Story movie. We also have Disgust, who was voiced by Mindy Kaling, but is now voiced by Liza Lapira. So all those characters are back. Riley's growing up now. She's a teenager. She's going to be going into high school. It's her final summer before going into high school, and she's playing hockey with her two best friends, and they all get invited to this camp with the Red Hawks, which is like the elite team in high school. You want to be a part of that team. But unfortunately, Riley finds out some bad news when they're heading to camp. She finds out that her two best friends aren't going to be going to the same high school as her. So she kind of goes into like a bit of a downward spiral emotionally, realizing that she's losing her best friends and she has to start all over with new friends. So I'm sure most of us can relate to that, going through having new friends, making new friends, moving into a new school, all those different emotions that come up for us. And also going through puberty, becoming a teenager, you're going through a lot of emotions, a lot of feelings, a lot of stress and anxiety. And so this movie does a really good job of showing those other emotions and how they affect our lives. So I really enjoyed this movie a lot. So the new characters are Anxiety, who's voiced by Maya Hawke; Envy, who's voiced by Ayo Edebiri; Embarrassments, voiced by Paul Walter Hauser; and Ennui, which is a French term for like listlessness or being like tired and bored, kind of combined, just kind of like whatever, like, is voiced by Adele Exarchopoulos. I apologize about the pronunciation. And then there's another character that's only in it for a little bit, but Nostalgia, who's voiced by June Squibb. So the original gang wake up one morning and they see this big red button on the console, and they're like, what is that? And then it starts alarming after it's pushed, and it's basically the puberty button. So all of a sudden they come in, do some construction or deconstruction and rebuilding of the console, and all the new emotions start to show up, and they're all friendly and everything, but then they start to kind of explain that Riley needs more complexity now as she's growing up, and anxiety takes over, kind of like telling Joy that she's not needed as much anymore, and all the emotions get bottled up and sent away, and they have to basically find their way to discover Riley's sense of self. So in this movie, they do a cool thing where they have the belief system, which is like down a lot lower than where all the emotions stay. And Joy's kind of taken over and, controlling Riley's life. She wants her to be happy, of course. So she's trying to put all the positive emotions into her belief system, which makes her sense of self, that she's a good person, stuff like that, which is awesome. But, life is more complex. We have a lot more feelings and emotions. It'd be amazing to be happy and joyful all the time, but that's just not realistic for everybody or most people. So when anxiety takes over, she starts putting all these other anxious feelings in there, and starts to form a new sense of self for Riley, which is more chaotic, which ends up sending Riley into this anxiety attack, which is pretty crazy how they do that. They show like the anxiety flying around, and I don't know, it's a really good scene. I'm going to be jumping around a lot, but if you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. There's a lot of cool other new characters that they introduced. Is when the the original emotions get sent away. They get locked away into the secret vault of Riley's secrets, and find out, they meet a couple characters named Bluefy, which is like a spin-off of like Dora or Blue's Clues, where they kind of talk to the camera, like, or Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, like, hi there, like that's what it reminded me of watching those with my kids growing up. And then my favorite character, which is Pouchy, which is kind of like Toodles for Mickey Mouse, is like, oh, Pouchy. And then Pouchy comes out and has all the different stuff, or kind of like Dora's backpack, has a bunch of different supplies in there, which funnily enough, a lot of it's dynamite, but it comes helpful for them. There's some other characters in there that are pretty funny. I think it's Lance Slade Blade, something like that. I'll put it up there. Lance, I don't know, whatever. It's like a spin-off of like a Final Fantasy type character. And then there's Deep Dark Secret, which is a pretty cool character. It's a big old dude in all dark colors, and everyone's kind of wondering what Riley's Deep Dark Secret is, which you find out in the after credit scene. So yeah, I really enjoyed it a lot. It made me tear up a few different times. The first time was towards the beginning, because when they're showing Riley's personality islands, you see that her family island has gotten a lot smaller and the friend island's kind of taken over. And that's kind of what happens to kids when they become teenagers. I mean, my daughter just turned 16, so I understand that. She's hanging out with her friends now, which is cool. I'm happy she's doing that. But, they don't need us as much anymore. That tends to happen, I've been through a lot lately. I lost my mom the end of last year. My dad's not doing too well health-wise. Going through a lot of emotional stuff right now. I won't go into too much details, but yeah. So this movie really hit home for me, because I've been working on myself and my feelings and my emotions and trying to regulate those things for a long time. And not everybody can do that. It's not easy to do. It's not easy to, stop and think before you react to something. It's not, it's easy to let these emotions like anger, disgust, and stuff, like some of these more negative emotions, I'll say, take over. It's okay to get angry, and it's okay to be disgusted by things. It's okay to be sad. It's okay to feel your feelings. But, ultimately, you can't let them overtake you. You have to, go with the flow of things and just kind of be yourself, do what makes you happy, and the rest doesn't really matter. As long as you're kind to everybody else and don't hurt anyone, do what you enjoy. So with that, I'll say, if you got a chance to check out Inside Out 2, did you enjoy it? What did you think of it? Let me know in the comments below. All right, guys, have a marvelous day. Hey guys, it's Doug from the DC show. Hey guys,